From one Biloxi Square
By God.
in Fort Worth, Texas. Welcome in, everyone, to the Grandpa and Pappy Show.
That is the sweet music of one
Marshall Williams. Yes, sir.
Our
That
flatland
boy,
buddy up yonder.
that boy can do some picking. I'm telling you.
He don't even have to grin. He's so good.
He is good.
Yeah.
He is good. He's his version of Green Sleeves, or what day it is, depending on.
Sound like a. So what child is this?
Well, yeah. I mean, either one of the lyrics. Yeah. The Green Sleeves was featured in How the West Was Won.
We'll play it again this spring.
Yeah, we will. We sure
My
will.
God.
So what's up with everybody today? It's good to have you along with us. We
good,
always
amigo.
have a lot of fun and
Yeah.
got an interesting topic today.
On this rainy day.
Yeah. Hey, I heard something very interesting
Share it with the rest of the
this
class.
morning. All you secessionists out there that have written in and talked to us about Texas needs to succeed.
Yeah.
Well, you may have a little light at the end of the rainbow because it seems a Texas state representative plans to file legislation he hopes leads to the secession of Texas from the United States. Representative Kyle Biederman, a Republican from Fredericksburg, said he will take action to secure a referendum on giving Texans the right to choose between remaining a state or becoming an independent nation. He said the federal government is out of control and does not represent the values of Texans anymore.
My God.
That is why I'm committing to file legislation this session that will allow a referendum to give Texans a vote for the state of Texas to reassert its status as an independent nation. Then he quoted the Texas Constitution. He says it focuses on Article 1, Section 2 of the Texas Constitution, which reads, all political power is inherent in the people, and all free governments are founded on their authority and instituted for their benefit. The faith of the people of Texas stands pledged to the preservation of a republican form of government, and subject to this limitation only, they have at all times the inalienable right to alter, reform, or abolish their government in such manner as they may think expedient.
By God. But I'd be willing to bet you a cheap beer at the field office that the young man from Fredericksburg is not on Social Security.
Yeah, that brings up a lot of questions. If we were to secede, how about our Social Security benefits that we
talking
worked
about
all of
that.
our lives, you know?
Yeah, we were talking about that out in the smokers lounge.
Mm-hmm. We sure were.
Yeah.
But I just thought that was kind of interesting. And, you know, as well as I do, Pappy, we've had quite a few people say Texas needs to secede from the Union, get away from all this craziness.
Yeah, that might open up a
Whole can
open
of
up
worms.
that door of nastiness.
Yes, it would.
I mean, you think we've been ridiculed in the past for being Texicano? Wait till this happens.
I'm proud to be a Texan. I don't care what
Hell
they
yeah.
think of me.
By God.
So I'll stand up, would you?
I'll
There
be
you
there.
go. Got a great show today.
Yeah, we do.
It
By
was
Jim Coleman.
Yeah, Jim
Yeah.
Coleman suggested this.
Yeah.
I know it's a fantasy thing, but it's kind of interesting to see what your thoughts were. If you were president for a day, what would you do?
What would you do? There, mi amigo.
I'm married, so I can't say.
Well,
No, I'm teasing. I'm teasing.
You say it's pretend like. So
I
I bet I could say it.
I don't know. I would have to really sit down and think about it because first of all, I think I would attack all of the fraud being going on in this nation,
Yeah.
and take a look at all the stuff that it's really hurting the American people and try to overturn it.
And you do that while I'm laying on the bearskin rug with the first lady,
And with the first lady, yeah, I understand.
watching Looney Tunes. Okay.
Yeah, Looney Tunes. You'd be Looney Tunes to do that.
Yeah,
Secret Service would be all over your butt.
Yeah. So would Donald.
Yeah.
And Helen too, come to think of it.
I tried once. She had nothing to do with it.
That's right. You don't know unless
Thank you,
ask.
Bill. Thank you, Bill. Yeah. Let's take a look at what you guys have to say about what you would do if you were president for a day.
Yeah, sent in by
What
Brother
would
Jim
you-
Coleman. Yeah.
What would you do?
Okay.
Brent Hardy says first thing he would do as president is to prosecute all of those that deserve it.
By God, that'd be a good first step right there. That would take probably the entire day.
Ain't it so?
Our buddy Jerry Blum looked on the comical side when he said, "Enjoy the lifetime retirement money that you will receive."
That's a practical way to look at it. It really is.
Yeah.
Alice Harvey said she would clean out the sludge and cancel all Democrats' positions.
Yeah. And Twyla Richards said to us that she'd fire every leftover in the White House from the Obama days.
Bingo.
And revamp the party. Set term limits on the House and Senate and fire every Democrat.
Twiley, you bring up something because, and I hate to say this, President-elect Biden, of course, it ain't official yet, but that's what he's calling himself.
Mm-hmm.
President-elect Biden has been naming people to his cabinet, and Susan Rice, a holdover or a integral figure in the Obama administration,
She's still
will be
alive?
in his cabinet. Yeah. So, it's going to be Obama 101, second version,
Yeah.
now that Biden gets in. So I really...
It'd give everybody something to bitch about.
Yeah, and Texas now has 17 states in the United States that have joined their lawsuit against the swing states
Yeah.
for fraud.
Everybody wanting their money.
Mm-hmm.
Money.
Yeah.
Then maybe we could buy our boy into the Oval Office.
Oh, there you go.
Kind of like the other side did.
Yeah. No kidding. Let's see.
Jim Coleman.
Oh, Jim Coleman. Jim Coleman said he would completely revamp the FBI, CIA, and the Justice Department and put some non-political people in place. Our federal law enforcement agencies have become a worldwide joke and needs to be reformed immediately. Also, no government employees are allowed to contribute to any political campaign for any office.
And I would say that's
Jim, you're the one that suggested this. That's a pretty good observation, actually.
well, yeah, but it was the revamping of the federal government, as in reference to law enforcement, that screwed it up to begin with. But it was screwed up then, so so who knows what's right or wrong? Jerry Williamson was analytical by saying, let me get back to you on that.
Jared, don't strain the brain, okay?
You've only got one day while you're
You
there.
just got
Jerry.
one day. I mean, come on. And then Bob Baker said he would arrest Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama. The world would then be a better place.
That's right. We could sing Coca-Cola song.
Brother Bob.
Neil Simmons said, I would regulate the news media.
Bingo.
Yeah. Yes, there is freedom of the press, but not to the extent that the mainstream media has taken. With the exception of a couple of networks, Americans can't get truthful and insightful reporting because media slants the news to fit their agenda.
That brings up an interesting
That's it,
thing.
the nail
You and
on the
I
head.
are old radio guys.
Yeah.
We came up when the broadcast industry was regulated
Yeah.
by the FCC.
Now, we had to read it verbatim off the tape, though.
You had to make
Right,
sure
wrong, or
before you
indifferent.
put out anything,
No.
it was the truth,
You'd be,
or you could lose your license.
or that, and you'd be front and center in front of the GM looking for a new job.
Yes, sir. You sure would. And sometimes, Pappy, I wish we would have stayed with that. And a lot of people are going to call me crazy. But after they deregulated radio, then you got people coming on with the blue type radio shows talking about sex and stuff like that, and just further exposed our children
Yeah.
to stuff that really they shouldn't be talking about
it's
until
a
they
parent-
get on later.
It's the parents' fault for letting them listen to that shit,
Yeah, Howard Stern, then, he's got his own Sirius channel, so you don't have to worry about that. I'm talking about the regular broadcast channels.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that basic television. Look at what all the sitcoms are doing. They're
Oh,
shoving
yeah.
They're shoving immoral
The
and
agendas.
unethical agendas up our backside.
Yes,
you know,
sir.
so whether we like it or not.
Yeah. And oh man,
Got something to say there, Special K? I know you do.
boy, she had that look, didn't she?
Spin yourself around here.
Well, we're talking about if you're president for the day.
Mm-hmm.
What I would do is I would give Social Security a humongous raise to all the senior citizens out there that paid in all their life. They don't get as much as illegal immigrants do and
No.
welfare recipients.
That's correct.
So that would probably be the first thing I would do. That's our money.
Mm-hmm.
I would give it back.
Well, if you look at it in that context, I would ask Congress to pay back every penny that the Democrats have taken out to support their programs over the years because they took it from the Social Security fund.
That's called implementation of white privilege.
Is that what it was?
Yeah, that's what they'd call it because they don't want to spend that. They don't want to pay that money back.
Yeah. Ronnie Barnett simply said he would resign and draw retirement. Let the Secret Service protect me and build a library. That's good. I like that. Christine Wiley agreed, saying, I had all of these amazing ideas until I read this. It sounds so much smarter and easier.
It always does. And I like this one from Patrick McDevitt. He said, here's one for you. Says he'd sign an executive order putting Pete Rose into the Major League Baseball Hall of Fame for one. By God, I'm
There
with
you
you
go.
there. That's right.
Yes, sir.
I never liked Pete Rose, but he's a damn good ball player.
He was a damn good player and broke all kinds of records. I'm telling you.
And laws, too.
Well, yeah. Just the one thing.
Shame on him.
Yes. Mark Myers said, I would immediately stop all welfare funding to illegal immigrants
Thank you.
and those who are able to work.
Yeah.
We spend billions of dollars on these people when our own citizens are suffering, starving, and homeless, especially our military veterans.
By God.
Divert the money being spent on illegals and give assistance to our people.
How about we just send all the illegals back to from whence they
That's a
came?
big by God.
And do what now?
I said that's a big by God.
Oh, yeah.
That's right. That's
You
a double
can't
by
believe-
God.
See what you started, even Karen saying, my God.
Well, by God.
There you go.
And our buddy, Big Crawford Crawdaddy Young, said he'd go play golf. That's where the business deals are really done anyway. The government thing is just a cover to appease the voters. He must have got
Crawford,
off.
you are making too much sense here lately,
He
brother.
must have got off the sauce. he's making a lot of damn sense.
Holy mackerel.
Well said, Crawdaddy.
Yes, sir. Brandon Barr said what millions of Americans think every day by saying I would clear out the swamp by any means necessary.
Booyah. That means he'll come to military.
Come to judge.
Our buddy Sean Paul Riggs says he would sign an executive order on term limits for Congress and be with Melania. I knew he'd had to throw that name in.
Yeah.
There. Matt Bannister answered by saying, you do realize that one, you can't executive order something that is in the Constitution, and two, term limits will do nothing. Sean came back and said both were not meant to be taken seriously.
Yeah, we
Except the
had
part
several-
for Melania.
Yeah, we had several back and forth conversations between people.
Yeah, I saw some
We
of those.
just did not have time to put them all in there. Mary Hannah Rose said she would declassify everything associated with the Clintons, the Bush family, and no Obama.
Barack Obama.
No Obama.
No Obama. Him.
I
John
know that's
Slayer
right.
said he would pardon everybody in jail for marijuana and pardon Snowden and
Snowden, yeah.
and Assange. I would declassify all documents related to the JFK assassination and declassify all UFO documents. Then I would sign an executive order outlawing the Democrat Party in perpetuity.
Perpetuity.
Perpetuity. Got my-
Perpetuity.
Got my tongue
That's it.
tangled on that.
Perpetuity.
Perpetuity, guys.
It just won't
Well,
come off my
fine.
tongue.
Don't judge us.
Perpetuity.
We're from Texas.
And I've been drinking
Oh, you
coffee,
could
a
do
lot
it
of
with
coffee.
the Texas slang.
By God. Perpetuity.
Perpetuity. Lana Lackey had a practical approach to being president for a day. She just simply said she would sign up all those in Congress for welfare and let them see how it feels.
By God.
Oh,
There's
wow.
another. Hey, we got another by God.
That's two by guys in
Special
one day.
K.
That's right.
We got to mark this day down.
Welcome to our world. And old Lana would stand there with a damn Louisville slugger and see to it that it happened.
Yes, sir. I
That
want
little
her covering
flatland-
my backside.
Little flatland girl via California. Juliana Thixton Hayravy agreed with previous viewers' opinion by saying she would fire Ray and most of the FBI, and Bobby Harley said she would outlaw Democrats.
Yeah. Cissy McCoy said if she were president,
Yeah.
she would outlaw both Republicans and Democrats and just have independents.
Yeah.
Then I would find out what really happened to JFK.
I know what happened. I remember that very well. Didn't they put the results of all that in a 75-year time capsule?
Something like that, yeah.
Buried it
Has a
in
freeze.
somebody's backyard.
Has a freeze on it.
Crap. Gary Allen Vaughn answered Sissy by saying, I've been an independent for a long time. I vote on policy and not personality.
Well, there you go.
As my boy, GV,
Yep.
everybody should do that.
Big Matt Bannister said, well, considering that in this country there is not a great deal a president can do, especially in one day,
Yeah.
however, reading through some of your followers' posts, they obviously haven't all read the Constitution. Also, it seems that many people that think they believe in freedom actually don't.
You're right.
When you say you would outlaw things or control this or that, our Constitution is unique in the fact that it doesn't tell the people what they can't do. However, it does tell the government what they can't do.
Yep.
I encourage everyone to read and know it. We are not a democracy, and we're never intended to be one. We are a republic with a two-party system.
Well, it seems like that's the way it was set up and designed, Big Matt, but,
Yeah.
You know-
I think Matt would be a great history teacher.
he would.
You know, you look at a lot of his posts that he gives to us. It makes so much sense.
I wouldn't want him
And
to
he
be my
knows-
coach, though.
Well, I'd like to have him as my lawyer.
He'd run your ass
You know,
ragged.
if he couldn't argue my case, he could beat the hell out of the prosecution. He's a big boy.
Big enough, he put that Sasquatch foot in the back of the neck.
Or
You know,
put
but he's
or
got a
put
good
that
point.
Halloween costume on and charm the judge.
He couldn't get a wino to follow him down the alley. Wearing that
no.
thing. But, he's got a good point. I mean, and a lot of people don't know the Constitution.
Right.
I
Right.
mean,
I know that was required reading back in high school.
Why, hell, you had to memorize it practically back in school, I mean.
Well, you know, my memory's not what he was in high school, so
The hell
I
you
don't
say.
remember memorizing it, but I would like to read the Constitution
Well, that and
in full.
a lot of
again.
people's taking a stance to where if the government don't even follow the Constitution, why should I? So
Well, we go back to the beginning of the show, the Texas representative
yeah,
that said that the federal government is no longer looking after the best needs of Texans.
yeah.
So,
Well, it's not just about Texas; it's about the whole.
well, he's the only one that had the cojones to say it. You know,
Well, yeah.
so-
I mean, although I agree with what he said, but it's about the whole country.
Yep.
James Conner said Matt Bannister is right, but it'd be fun to be president for one day. That I don't know. I would concentrate on things I could change, like cleaning up the entire federal law enforcement agencies and banish welfare for illegals. If it were in my power, I would do away with Obamacare too.
By God.
I've never had it. With competition open again, insurance companies will battle for your business, thus lower health care premiums for all, but I know that is not feasible, so I will finish my whiskey shot and back to sleep it is.
And just go back to sleep.
Well, James, I've never been on it.
Sound like my kind of guy.
I checked into this Obamacare crap when it was all new, and
love
everybody
some
got
of
to
that.
have it. I'm on private pay, federal, unionized insurance, and I would be mucho stupido to get off of that. so.
Yes, sir. Brian Emberton said he would shut this country down and kick out the mentally disabled Democrats.
That ain't what he said. I read what he said.
Yeah, I have to be politically correct on that one. We'd be crucified.
But he was
Charles
right.
Henson said he would merely play golf all day.
Well, then you would be qualified to be president.
Yes.
Matthew Scott says if she were president for a day, or if he were president for a day, I'm sorry, he would check inconvenient bills and amend them.
There you go. That's kind of like what I said.
You could start with my house.
Yeah. Carly Thomas wound up the viewer or the opinions today by saying it would be a busy day for her. She would put religion back in schools again. I would form a committee to look into the radical teachings of college professors. I would get the Senate Judiciary Committee to get off their butts and investigate those accused of wrongdoing. Then I would sit down and have that world-renowned chef at the White House cook me the greatest meal of my entire life.
By God.
Well, there you go.
No bologna sandwiches for you.
Well, that's what you guys were saying today about our question of the day. Thanks
Yeah.
again to Jim Coleman
Yeah, Jim.
for the idea.
Good show topic, brother.
Let's take a look at some of the viewer comments. Susan Saunders watched our show on doing your Christmas shopping online or in person. She said, I love the show. Excuse me. I love the show. I haven't caught too many, sorry to say, but I do love the ones I've been able to watch. Thank you, Susan,
Yeah.
very much for that.
Yeah. Welcome aboard, by the way.
Yeah.
Sandy Layla Bennett commented on a show that asked, should the president concede the election? Sandy said, absolutely not. The cheating is being exposed. It's not over. Trump 2020.
Mm-hmm.
We shall see soon.
We shall see, Sandy. You're right. Simone Marshall told us she just discovered the Grandpa and Pappy show, and she finds it interesting that people actually get their comments read by y'all uncut. Well, I wouldn't say uncut,
Slightly-
Simone.
slightly
Sometimes
uncut, yeah.
we have to change the wording a little bit so as not to offend
And if you'll
anybody.
hop on our Facebook podcast page, you'll see exactly
see,
what Grandpa's talking about. 'cause
That's exactly right.
That's unedited stuff. there.
And she finishes up by saying, is there any other program that does this? If so, I would like to know. It's intriguing.
No.
I don't think so. I haven't found one.
You stuck like Chuck with us, darling.
There you go.
Yeah. James Harrison said, I'm trying to get caught up on your show, guys. I did want to comment on your show about trusting elections again. I don't see how Americans truly can with all of the widespread fraud being perpetrated onto us.
Perpetrated.
Perpetrated.
Whatever.
Go drink
It's
some
the
more
coffee.
whiskey.
I'm telling you, it's the coffee.
Constipation. No, that starts with a different letter. If this is not corrected, our whole system of voting will go by the wayside. Keep up the good work.
Will do, James. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
And finally, Billy Myers said, I just watched your show with Thomas Gabriel. It was interesting.
Booyah.
Now, how about getting Shooter Jennings on the show to talk about Waylon?
Well, funny you should bring that up,
If we
Billy.
could, we would.
Well, the seed's already been planted, so.
I got you.
You know, Willie Nelson's youngest boy.
Mm-hmm.
Eric, been talking to them too. So.
And that's why I like.
Don't
I
be
got to
making
hold my
fun-
nose though.
Don't be making fun of Willie.
Nah.
Remember, you Texan.
We Texan.
By
That's right.
God.
Even though he's a native Tennessean.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, you know, we have been telling you to send us in your Christmas decorations, and we've been getting a lot of those, kind of like this one right here. As you can see, it's a beautiful, beautiful tree. You guys really go all out. Look at that.
I remember when I used to do all that hard ass work on those trees.
Oh, there's a nice tree.
More.
Yeah, nice tree.
Yeah.
And let's see, is there any more there? Special K? Let's look at that one. Oh, that's pretty.
That's like a
Scoot
20-foot
out the
tree
way.
there.
Yeah.
20 foot. Who the hell's got a ceiling?
Well, there are people with 20-foot ceilings.
Okay.
Yeah. But anyway, our Christmas show is going to feature all of your pictures that you have sent in on us. We have asked our friends Marshall Williams and Brian Emerton to do the music for the show, so we'll see what they come up with. They never
Might
disappoint.
even throw in a video of Thomas Gabriel singing some Christmas goodies.
There you go.
I just want to tell everybody that sent like 4 or 5 pictures, we'll probably pick one of the best.
Yeah.
So we can't do all 5 of them.
Sure.
So
I understand.
We're getting a bunch in.
Okay. There you go.
Gustavo has spoken.
Hey, listen, if you have an idea that you would like to propose to the Grandpa and Pappy Show for a question of the day, it's very simple that you do that. Just send it to our Gmail account at grandpaandpappy at gmail.com. That's grandpa and pappy at gmail.com.
Or you can hit us up directly on our show webpage, which can be found at www.grandpa, the letter N, pappy.com. It's grandpainpappy.com. And there you'll see that big red button that Special K makes magically appear.
It does.
3 times a
It's
week.
the magic dust.
Oh man, I thought it was something else I was doing. Just push on that Scudder Bill and come up with a little simple to remember password, or you can automatically sign on once you set your password, and that'll take you to the web page where you'll find 2 or 3 buttons and some other goodies to do. We've got Twitter, we're on Instagram. And it'll take you directly, if you hit the Facebook button, it'll take you directly to the podcast page.
Yeah, the Grandpa and Pappy Facebook group
By God.
is where you're going to be reading most of all of these opinions that we read on the air before it ever goes to air.
And some of those are pretty
Pretty good.
yeah.
Actually, we've
Well,
had some
all of
good
them are,
suggestions. We really
You
have.
know, and some of the bantering that goes on between the listeners. And lest I remind you, play fair, people. You know, and
Let's
don't
be nice.
don't be
Respect
cutting
each other.
anybody down because
Yeah.
they have a wrong opinion or something. You know, I mean, just respect opinion. That's what this show's all about. It's your show.
It is.
We just
It is.
air it for you.
That's
you know,
exactly
so
correct.
play fair, you'll get your butt booted off the page. So
You sure will.
I hate sounding
And now,
so gruff and rough, but that's what it is.
Pappy's out of Facebook jail,
I am.
and he is infamous about
Going back.
going back. Yeah,
I'm
I'll
a
just leave
career
that
Facebook
at that.
criminal.
But hey, if you still want to send us in pictures of your Christmas decorations, please do so. Just send it to our Facebook page, as you see back on my shoulder.
Grandpa
And we're going to have a really nice program about that. And yeah, we may use one of Thomas Gabriel's
I would like that. You saw his
Christmas
new one,
videos.
didn't you?
I've seen most of the ones he's been posting on Facebook. Yeah,
The boy,
sure have.
a legend.
It's been a lot of fun,
Yeah, it has.
and we
It always is. We love you.
we
guys.
will
Y'all
see you
rock.
back on Monday. We want to tell you that on Monday our program topic is what have you learned about this past year,
What have you learned about yourself?
about yourself.
in the past year,
Yeah.
We've been getting a lot of comments on that, so y'all keep them up and
Yeah. Keep them coming before it goes to script on Sunday. So we will do that. Look at the
Look at
background.
here.
Hey,
He's smiling like a possum licking Pookie off his teeth, old
Yeah.
Dave and Nita, yeah?
Dave, Nita, there's Julie
buddy.
in Houston.
Yeah.
Robert here in
Robbie O,
Lake Worth.
his lovely wife, yeah.
And let's see, there's Brent
There you
Lindsay
go.
Hardy
Good
from
old couple.
Waxahachie.
Waxahachie.
Yep. Yeah, that's a very good choice.
Everybody
And
knows
there's Lisa's backside. She's
back up
always
with-
showing us her backside anyway. So.
she's always showing her ass somewhere.
Anyway, we want to
And we do have T-shirts, by the way, so
yeah.
there's still a dab left.
get a hold of my pal here.
Have
Neil.
about 1 or 3 extra large, some larges, and some mediums, $20, and I'd be glad to save you shipping and send them. Might even toss a couple of goodies in there with them.
There you go.
That's right.
There you go.
Yeah.
It's been fun today. Thank you again for all of the opinions that
you
you have
guys-
sent to us. You guys rock.
You
I'm
guys are
telling
awesome.
you.
And
You
we
really
love the fact that y'all keep giving a couple of parts like us something to talk about.
Yeah, and have a little fun with it too.
Yeah, we do.
So until we see you back on Monday, we always end the show by telling you to hug your kids and let them know you love them.
And by God, let them know the Grandpa and Pappy Show loves them too.
Absolutely.
Love them babies.
So until Monday, take care of yourself,
And one another.
be happy, and we will see you then.
Have a great weekend.
Bye-bye.
Later.